Welcome to Hamburg, Iowa, a town that's full of unique and sometimes tragic history. I'm standing here at the Freedom Rock in the city park, and so let's take a little bit of a look at the rest of Hamburg and tell you a little bit about that unique history. Hamburg, Iowa is a bit of a geographical oddity. It is in Fremont County, which is in the very southwest corner of Iowa, and it's in the southwest corner of Fremont County. It's just a quarter of a mile from Missouri on its south, and Nebraska is just a couple miles to the west. The original settlers, who were named the McKissick brothers, thought that they were settling here in Missouri. And then when a survey was made in 1846, it was discovered that they were actually in Iowa. Pretty easy mistake back in 1846. Also, another interesting kind of geographical issue that the McKissick brothers found themselves in 1867 is they bought what's called now McKissick Island, and they thought it was part of Nebraska. And what happened there is that in 1867, the river kind of changed course and the entire island became part of Missouri, or at least attached to Missouri, when the river changed course. Both Missouri and Nebraska claimed McKissick Island, and not until 1904 did the Supreme Court decide that it belonged for Nebraska. In 1867 was the first appearance of a railroad here in Hamburg, and then 3 years later in 1870 a second railroad reached here. So it helped make it grow quite a bit through that time. Alex and Arthur Vogel started Vogel and Son Popcorn here in 1948, and it became so big that they bought an old water tower and train station to store all the popcorn. This popcorn eventually was used by Orville Redenbacher. In 1960, the Popcorn Days Festival started here and continues to run today. Most recently, Hamburg was in the national news because of the 2019 Midwest floodings that really caused a lot of damage in the town. They've had floodings throughout the years, but 2019 was particularly devastating, and they are still recovering today. Population grew very quickly in the 1870s, and by 1880, there was over 2,000 people that lived here. That was a lot for a city in 1880. And it maintained that through about 1950 and then started to decline, probably different flooding activities through the years because of its location here. And then in the last census, lost 300 people down to the current number of 890. So it's certainly less than half of what it used to be in its heyday.